Good morning, first grade. I hope you are having a wonderful day so far. So today we are going to come back to our fables, the ant and the grasshopper, and the hare and the tortoise. And this learning video today will kind of be two separate. We have two separate goals or two separate parts to it. The first part, we'll go back and answer some of the questions that you had from yesterday when you wandered and noticed about the fables. And then the second part, we'll go over the story map for the ants and the grasshopper. And then your activity that you'll send back will be completing a story map for the hare and the tortoise. All right, so let's take a look. Just a reminder, fables, this is a new genre or a new type of story that we're reading. It's a fiction, made-up story. It often has animals in it that go through some sort of adventure or something happens, and the fables are meant to teach a lesson. So we'll talk more about that and what lessons we've learned from the fables. But for now, let's go ahead and answer the question. So why did the grasshopper not have time to store food? So that was one of the questions that some of you had. So let's go back in the story and take a look. So it talks about being the late autumn, and then I see here it says, when a starving grasshopper, his fiddle under his arm, came up and humbly begged for a bite to eat. Then what? Cried the ants in surprise. Haven't you stored anything away for the winter? What in the world have you been doing all last summer? So this is kind of like a signal or alert to me that the next part will probably help to answer that question. So it says, I didn't have time to store up any food, whined the grasshopper. I was so busy making music that before I knew it, the summer was gone. So we're able to answer the question from the text, and that answer would be, and I think we can put it in the completed answer part, because we can see right in the text that the grasshopper played music all summer instead of storing food for winter. All right, very good. So one question down. The next question are for both stories. The first part says, why were the ants and hare mean to the grasshopper and tortoise? So let's first start with the ants to the grasshopper. Why were the ants not nice to the grasshopper? So let's go back again to the story. So after the grasshopper, what we just read says that he didn't have time because he was busy making music, the ants shrugged their shoulders in disgust. And disgust is like, you're like kind of mad, and like you'd kind of make this face like, upset, like I can't believe you would do that. Why would you do that? So they're not very happy with him. Now, it doesn't come out and say it directly in the text why they were disgusted or why they were mean to him. But as good readers, we can be like detectives and kind of put the pieces and the clues together of what happened and figure out that they're mad at him and they're disgusted with him, as it says, because he just played around all summer and didn't do anything while they were working hard to collect the food. So let's put this in this column. But the ants were mad because they worked all summer while the grasshopper just played music. All right, so we'll leave that in that column. But again, it's one of those questions where it doesn't specifically say in the text the way the first question did, but I think, using our clues, we can understand that that's why the ants were mad. Now let's go to the tortoise and the hare and why the hare wasn't very nice to the tortoise. So the beginning of the story says, a hare was making fun of the tortoise one day for being so slow. So do we have our answer? Yeah, he wasn't being very nice. He was making fun of him. And I think we can put that in the completed answer section, that the hare was not being very nice and making fun of him because the tortoise was too slow. All Very good. So I think that we can put that in the completed answer column. We can see that right in the text. That was kind of the whole that was the reason the hare was kind of picking on, making fun of the tortoise. Now the last question here says, how does the tortoise win the race? So let's go back to the story. And this first page is just the hare making fun of him, the tortoise offering to go for a race. The hare thought, well, this is funny. Like, why would a tortoise ever want to race me? Sure, I'll do it. Why not? Was kind of what he said. And then here, we hear and we learn that the tortoise got so far ahead that he thought, well, I'll just take a nap. And then he falls asleep. And then this part says, the tortoise, meanwhile, kept going slowly but steadily, and after a time passed the place where the hare was sleeping. But the hare slept on very peacefully, and when at last he did wake up, the tortoise was near the goal. The hare now ran his swiftest, or his fastest, but he could not overtake the tortoise in time. So here, it's really, I think this sentence is really important. The tortoise kept going slowly but steadily. And because the hare had fallen asleep, the tortoise was able to get far enough ahead that his slow and steady racing, or I guess not really racing, but his slow and steady moving was enough to allow him to win the race. So tortoise kept on going slow and steady and was able to win the race. All right, very good. So those are just some of the answers to some of our questions, and we will keep working on this and keep talking about this. And we'll talk, like I said, a lot more about the lessons of these fables, but great questions. Keep asking them, keep thinking about them, and we'll keep talking about them. All right, so now if you wanted to take a pause, stretch your legs, pause the video. Now the next part we'll go into talking about the story map. So let's go to the story map. Okay, so if we remember, a story map talks about the important story elements, right? The characters, the setting, the problem, and the resolution. So let's try to complete this together for the story, The Ants and the Grasshopper. So the characters, again, are who or what the story is about. And who are the characters in this story? Yeah, the ants and the grasshopper. Very good. All right, now what about the setting? Let's go back to the story. Now, we remember that setting means what? It's two things. It's where a story takes place, and it's where and when a story takes place. I don't know if I said that wrong, sorry. But if we look at this first sentence, it says, one bright day in the late autumn. So I'm thinking, oh, autumn, that's going to tell us when the story takes place. So I will add that to our story map. And remember, autumn is another word for the fall. And if you think about this, the story wouldn't make sense if it was at a different time of year. The story only works and makes sense because autumn comes after summer and it comes right before winter. Now, the where. What do you think about the where of this story? What do you think? Yeah, this story doesn't give a specific where, the way Tomas and the library lady specifically said Texas, Iowa. This story, I think we can really just say that it takes place outside because of the animals and collecting the food for winter and the seeds and the things that are in nature. But we don't know really beyond that in specifics. It's outside. So sometimes a setting will be very specific like Texas or Iowa, but sometimes it will be more general, like it's just outside. All right? All right, now the problem. Ooh, what is the problem in this story? So if we think about the characters, the problem is always what is the major challenge or difficulty for the character or characters. And if I look and kind of put together pieces, it says a starving grasshopper, I didn't have time to store up any food. So kind of putting those two things together, I would say that the problem is the grasshopper didn't store any food and now he's hungry, right? So let's add that. Okay, now the resolution is usually how it's not usually, it is how the problem is solved in a story. So if the problem is the grasshopper didn't store any food for winter and is now hungry, what's the resolution, do you think? Yeah, he asked the ants, that would be taking a step. He asked the ants if he could have some food, but they said no and walked away. And this is an example of a story that doesn't really have a resolution. Most times, a story does have a, happily ever after and the problem is solved. But in this case, in this story, the problem was never solved. The grasshopper is still hungry. The ants wouldn't share their food, and the grasshopper is still hungry. So this is, like I said, an example of one of a story that does not have a resolution. The main character is still having this problem when the story ends. So sometimes that can happen. All right. So that was our character and setting, problem and resolution for the ants and the grasshopper. Now, remember, we've learned how we can use a story map like this to help us retell the story or talk about the important points in the order that they happen. You'll do this in a future lesson for the hare and the tortoise, but let's just kind of quickly review with the ants and the grasshopper. So I would kind of look at this story map and say, one day in the late autumn, the grasshopper was hungry and asked the ants if he could have some food, coming into winter. And the ants asked him why he didn't have any food, and he said that he was playing music all summer and didn't store any food. And so the ants wouldn't share with him, and the grasshopper ended up still being hungry. So that is, what I just said was a good retell of this fable, talking about the important parts from the story in the order that they happened. So you'll be doing this in a little bit, in a few days, with the hare and the tortoise. But for today, once we're finished with this video, you click off, you will go and take a look at the hare and the tortoise and try to complete a story map for the hare and the tortoise. All right? And then I can't wait to see your story maps. There'll be a copy of the story on this activity if you need to take a look back at it. And I can't wait to see your story maps. So keep up the great work and let me know if you need any help, have any questions, and I'll see you soon. Bye.